The worst pain isn't when you fall down. It's when your own body won't let you stand back up. Hello, my friend. Let me tell you a story. Frank is 68, a proud man, retired steelworker, and a grandfather of 3. He's always been the strong one, the one who carried groceries in both arms, built his daughter's porch with his own 2 hands, and never said no to a game of catch with his grandkids. But over the past few years, that strength began to slip away. It started with a quiet stiffness in his knees. Then came the swelling, the soreness, the grinding sensation when he walked across the room. Eventually, Frank found himself groaning just to get out of his recliner. Walks became shorter. Stairs became battles. The man who once moved mountains couldn't even bend down to tie his shoes without wincing. Like many seniors, Frank blamed it on aging. He tried over-the-counter pain pills, rubbed on expensive creams, got cortisone shots that helped for a while, but the pain always came back. The doctors said it was arthritis. Wear and tear, they called it, as if that was supposed to make him feel better. But here's where the story turns. Frank's granddaughter, Mia, just 15 years old, decided to do a school science project about anti-inflammatory foods. She asked her grandpa to be her test subject and try adding just 3 specific foods into his diet every day for 10 days. No supplements, no prescriptions, just real food from the grocery store. Frank chuckled, agreed, and expected nothing. But something happened that neither of them expected. On day 4, Frank noticed his morning stiffness was less brutal. By day 7, he could walk the dog again without needing to stop and sit on the curb. On day 10, he stood up from the dinner table without bracing on the chair. He looked at Mia with watery eyes and said, "I think your experiment worked, sweetheart." This is not a miracle. It's not magic. It's the power of understanding your body and feeding it what it truly needs. So if you're over 60 and you've been silently suffering with knee pain, thinking it's just part of getting old, let's challenge that belief today. Because what you eat can either fuel the fire of inflammation or calm it. And in Frank's case, 3 everyday foods made all the difference. Today, I'm going to share exactly what those 3 foods are, why they work, and how you can start using them too, starting tonight. Let's begin. Why your knees hurt, and how food can change everything. Knee pain isn't just a nuisance. It can quietly steal away your independence, your confidence, and your joy. But to truly fix it, we first need to understand what's causing it. Most seniors assume their knee pain is just wear and tear. That's not wrong, but it's only part of the picture. You see, the knee is a complex joint made up of bone, cartilage, ligaments, and fluid. And while age does cause natural changes, one of the biggest drivers of knee pain, especially the kind that comes with stiffness, swelling, and aching, is something many people overlook: inflammation. Inflammation is your body's natural immune response. It's what protects you when you get a cut or an infection. But when inflammation becomes chronic, when it lingers quietly in the joints, it begins to attack your own tissues. In the knees, this can damage cartilage, stiffen joint fluid, and even cause bone spurs. Over time, that chronic inflammation leads to pain, reduced mobility, and in many cases, osteoarthritis. Now, here's the hopeful part. Inflammation is not permanent. In fact, you can influence it dramatically through what you eat. Research from major institutions like Harvard Medical School and the Arthritis Foundation shows that certain foods have natural anti-inflammatory compounds that calm the body's immune response, soothe damaged tissue, and support joint repair. Think of inflammation like a fire burning in your joints. Some foods act like gasoline, making it worse. These include sugary snacks, processed meats, white bread, and soda. Others, however, act like water, cooling the flames and helping your joints heal. That's the key to Frank's story. His granddaughter didn't just pick healthy foods. She picked specific ingredients with scientific backing for reducing inflammation and promoting joint health. Let's break this down further. The first category of healing nutrients are omega-3 fatty acids. Found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel and sardines, these natural oils lower levels of inflammatory proteins in the body. According to a 2020 study in the journal Nutrients, omega-3s not only reduce pain in arthritis patients, but also improve physical function, especially in the knees. The second important compound is bromelain, an enzyme found in fresh pineapple. Studies have shown that bromelain can decrease swelling, reduce joint stiffness, and even act as a mild, natural pain reliever without the side effects of pharmaceuticals. In a 2016 review published in Biomedical Reports, bromelain was shown to be especially effective for people with osteoarthritis in the knees. The third powerhouse is collagen, particularly type 2 collagen, which supports cartilage health. You can't rebuild a knee joint overnight, but feeding your body the raw materials it needs, like those found in homemade bone broth, can help repair damaged cartilage over time. Collagen works best when paired with key minerals like calcium, magnesium and phosphorus, all of which are naturally present in slow-cooked bone broth. Here's something else to consider. It's not just about what you add to your plate, but also what you take away. Reducing processed foods, fried snacks, and refined carbs can ease the inflammatory burden on your joints and allow the healing process to take root. So, the idea that your knees are doomed just because of your age? That's outdated thinking. Your body may be older, yes, but it's still alive, responsive, and capable of healing if you give it the right tools. And in this case, those tools come from your kitchen. Coming up, I'll walk you through the 3 specific foods Frank used during his 10-day experiment and how you can start using them too. Whether your pain is mild or severe, this is something you can try from home. No prescriptions, no expensive supplements, just 3 humble foods with extraordinary power. Let's take a closer look. 1. Salmon, the omega-3 powerhouse that lubricates your joints. If there's one food that deserves a permanent place on your plate when you're battling knee pain, it's salmon. Not just because it tastes good, but because it acts like natural joint medicine from the inside out. Let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids, the golden key behind salmon's power. These healthy fats are known to reduce inflammation at the cellular level. For aging adults, omega-3s are particularly important because they target one of the core issues behind joint pain, the overproduction of inflammatory compounds like cytokines and prostaglandins. In plain terms, omega-3s help turn off the body's chronic pain signals. A landmark study published in the Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases found that people with osteoarthritis who consumed omega-3-rich diets reported less joint pain, improved stiffness, and greater mobility, especially in weight-bearing joints like the knees. And this wasn't after years of eating salmon. Some participants noticed a difference in just 7 to 10 days. That's exactly what happened to Frank. He started eating a palm-sized portion of salmon 3 times a week, not fried, not drowned in heavy sauces, just grilled or baked with a little lemon and olive oil. By the end of the first week, his knee felt less swollen. He said it was the first time in months he didn't hear that crackling sound going up the stairs. Salmon also provides vitamin D, which is vital for bone health, and astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant that further protects cartilage from wear. These nutrients work together to strengthen the tissue around your knee and improve its ability to absorb shock, something many seniors lose with age. If you're not a fan of salmon, don't worry. Other cold water fish like sardines, mackerel and trout offer similar benefits. Just aim for at least 2 4-ounce servings per week to start feeling a difference. Food can't undo years of damage overnight, but with salmon, you're not just feeding your body, you're helping it heal. 2. Pineapple, nature's painkiller. Bromelain for joint relief. The second food Frank added to his daily routine might surprise you. It's not exotic, expensive, or hard to find. It's something you've likely seen at the supermarket your whole life. Pineapple. But what makes this tropical fruit a true healer isn't its sweet taste. It's the powerful enzyme hidden inside it. Bromelain. Bromelain is a natural anti-inflammatory compound found in the stem and fresh flesh of pineapple. It has been studied for decades for its ability to reduce swelling, pain, and stiffness, especially in joints affected by arthritis. Unlike medications, bromelain works without irritating the stomach and doesn't come with a long list of side effects. One study published in Alternative Therapies in Health and Medicine tracked patients with mild to moderate knee osteoarthritis who took bromelain supplements. Many experienced significant pain reduction and better knee function within just a few weeks. Frank didn't take a pill. He simply ate a cup of fresh pineapple chunks each day, never canned, never packaged in syrup. By day 5, Frank noticed something unusual. He wasn't reaching for the ice pack after his morning walk anymore. The aching in his knees after climbing steps had faded into a manageable tightness. It was the first sign that something real was happening, and he stuck with it. Pineapple also provides vitamin C, which supports collagen formation in joints, and manganese, a mineral essential for bone strength. When you combine these nutrients with bromelain's anti-inflammatory effect, you get a fruit that doesn't just taste good, it actually fights the root causes of pain. If you're concerned about sugar, here's a tip. Choose smaller portions earlier in the day and pair the pineapple with a protein source like Greek yogurt or a handful of almonds to prevent blood sugar spikes. 1/2 to 1 cup a day is plenty. So the next time you're shopping, skip the sugary snacks and pick up a pineapple instead. It may be the most delicious pain reliever you've ever tried. 3. Bone broth. Heal from within. Collagen and minerals for knee repair. The third food Frank relied on during his 10-day transformation wasn't flashy, but it was deeply nourishing. He drank a warm cup of bone broth every morning. Simple, soothing, and surprisingly powerful for knee health. Bone broth is made by simmering animal bones, usually chicken or beef, with water, herbs, and a splash of vinegar for 12 to 24 hours. This slow process pulls out collagen, gelatin, and essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, nutrients your joints desperately need, especially as you age. Why is collagen so important? As we get older, our natural collagen production drops. Collagen is the cushion of your joints. It keeps cartilage strong, absorbs impact, and prevents bones from rubbing against each other. When collagen breaks down, that's when pain, stiffness, and grinding noises begin. Drinking bone broth gives your body the raw material to rebuild that lost cushion. In a 2018 study published in the journal Nutrients, participants with joint pain who consumed collagen supplements regularly reported improved mobility and reduced pain, particularly in weight-bearing joints like the knees. Bone broth offers a natural, food-based way to get similar benefits, without pills. Frank's approach was simple. Each morning, instead of coffee, he sipped 1 mug, about 8 to 10 ounces, of homemade chicken bone broth. He added a pinch of turmeric and black pepper for extra anti-inflammatory power. By the end of the 10 days, he described his knees as feeling more supported, like something inside had been restored. Bone broth also helps with hydration, which many seniors overlook. Joints need fluid to glide smoothly. When you're dehydrated, even mildly, joint pain can worsen. A warm cup of broth hydrates while delivering critical joint-building compounds at the same time. You don't have to make it from scratch every time. Look for high-quality, low-sodium bone broth in the refrigerated section or freezer aisle. Just make sure it gels when chilled. That's a sign it's rich in natural collagen. When paired with anti-inflammatory foods like salmon and pineapple, bone broth becomes more than a comfort. It becomes a tool for healing. One sip at a time. Your knees deserve better, and so do you. Frank never thought something as simple as changing what was on his plate could change how he moved through life. After years of relying on creams, medications, and cautious steps, he finally experienced something most people give up hoping for: relief without side effects, freedom without fear. It didn't happen overnight, but over 10 days, 3 foods helped his body do what it was designed to do: heal. You see, knee pain isn't just physical, it's emotional. It chips away at your independence little by little. You stop going for walks. You avoid trips to the store. You say no to playing with your grandkids or dancing in the kitchen with your partner. You don't even realize it, but the pain starts making decisions for you. And that's the part that hurts most. But when Frank stood up from the dinner table on that 10th night and realized, almost with shock, that he hadn't felt that familiar ache in hours, a small smile broke across his face. Not because everything was suddenly perfect, but because something had shifted. He felt in control again. The foods we shared today, salmon, pineapple, and bone broth, aren't gimmicks. They're time-tested, nutrient-rich, and scientifically supported. But beyond their nutritional value, they represent something even more powerful: hope. Hope that your body still has fight left in it. Hope that you're not too old to feel good again. Hope that every step forward, literally, doesn't have to come with pain. The truth is, aging doesn't mean surrendering. It means learning to care for your body with more wisdom and intention. And sometimes that starts with something as small as what's on your dinner plate. Frank still eats his salmon twice a week. He still enjoys his pineapple every afternoon. And every morning, without fail, he sips his golden bone broth and smiles. Not because he's chasing youth, but because he's embracing strength, his kind of strength. So, if you've been living with knee pain and telling yourself this is just how it is, I want to invite you to reconsider. Your knees have carried you through decades of life. They've knelt to tie shoes, bent for hugs, walked countless miles of memories. They deserve better, and so do you. Coming up next, I'll walk you through how to build your own simple 10-day knee relief food plan, so you can take that first step toward feeling good again. Let's do this together. Try this 10-day knee relief food plan, starting today. Now it's your turn. If you're ready to experience what Frank did, you don't need fancy supplements or a medical degree. All you need is a grocery list, a little consistency, and just 10 days. Here's how to get started. Your 10-day knee relief food plan. 1. Salmon or other fatty fish. Eat a 4-6-ounce serving of wild-caught salmon or mackerel, sardines, or trout at least 3 times per week. Bake or grill with olive oil, lemon, and herbs. Avoid frying or heavy sauces. 2. Fresh pineapple. Enjoy 1/2 to 1 cup of fresh pineapple daily, preferably earlier in the day. Make sure it's fresh, not canned or processed in syrup. For added benefit, pair it with Greek yogurt or a small handful of almonds to reduce sugar impact. 3. Bone broth. Sip 8-10 ounces of warm bone broth every morning, homemade if possible, or a quality store-bought version that gels when cold. Add a dash of turmeric and black pepper to boost anti-inflammatory power. Consistency is key. These foods work best when you commit daily, just as Frank did. Don't expect overnight miracles, but do expect small signs: less swelling, easier mornings, a little more strength in each step. As you begin your own 10-day journey, I invite you to listen closely to your body. Keep a journal. Write down how your knees feel in the morning, at night, or after a walk. Many people are surprised to find changes start within the first week. Subtle at first, then unmistakable. And don't forget the most important step: share your experience. Leave a comment below and let our community know Which of these foods will you try first? Or tell us, have you ever noticed a food that made your joint pain worse or better? Your story might inspire someone else to take control of their health. Remember, healing doesn't always start in the doctor's office. Sometimes it begins in your kitchen. 10 days, 3 foods, 1 step toward freedom from pain. You've got this. Let's take that first bite together. The 10-day knee rescue. Here's a quick summary of the simple 10-day plan that helped Frank and could help you too. Salmon, or fatty fish, packed with omega-3s that reduce inflammation and ease stiffness. Eat it at least 3 times per week. Pineapple, rich in bromelain, a natural pain-relieving enzyme. Enjoy 1/2 to 1 cup of fresh fruit daily. Bone broth, full of collagen and joint-supporting minerals. Sip 8 to 10 ounces every morning, warm and nourishing. 3 everyday foods. 10 consistent days. Real results. You don't need a prescription to start healing. Just the right ingredients, a little patience, and a lot of self-belief. Your knees deserve that chance. Healing doesn't always require a clinic. Sometimes it starts with a quiet decision at the dinner table, a choice to nourish your body instead of numb it. What Frank discovered wasn't a miracle cure. It was the power of consistency, of choosing foods that support healing instead of feeding inflammation. And now, it's your turn. If your knees have been holding you back, from walks, from laughter, from living freely, this is your invitation. 10 days, 3 foods, 1 promise to yourself. At ElderSpark, we believe that aging isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter, stronger, and more intentional. If that message speaks to you, we invite you to join our growing community of seniors who are rewriting what it means to grow older with strength and purpose. Subscribe to ElderSpark today, not because we say so, but because your journey deserves support, inspiration, and science-backed wisdom every step of the way. And here's your challenge. Start the 10-day plan, then come back and tell us, what changed? Your knees have carried you through life. Let's help them carry you forward, with less pain, more freedom, and renewed confidence. This is your spark. Now let it shine.